Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we're doing a great deck update for you of a deck that if you're a long-time viewer and subscriber on this channel, you will know this deck. And that is my Galaxy Eyes deck profile update. Now, saying all that, there's a couple things I want to mention before we get started. For those that see, oh my gosh, he's playing with a Ghost Rare in his main deck. Oh my gosh, why would he do that? No, calm down. This only comes out of my binder when I do deck profiles. So for those of you fretting out about that, don't worry. I'm doing this because I like to show off the card, and if it's in the binder, I can't show it off, right? So that's why I'm doing that as well, because I love this deck so much. Number two, also, guys, I've played this deck at multiple competitive events, different YCSs, Chicago. I played it at Columbus for the 200th, I think it was. I played it at the tag tournament that we had down in Atlanta, Georgia, the tag team one that you get the playmat. And I've played it at different locals and regionals for a long period of time. I don't play it as my main competitive deck nowadays, but for a good 2+ year stretch, I did. Third thing is, that's not the reason I built this deck for the competitive viability. I built this deck initially because I love Kite from the anime. Kite is very similar to Kaiba in a lot of ways, and that is actually one of my favorite characters from Zexal, actually. So that's the initial reason I decided to go into the deck and really play with it. I also really enjoy the playing style of the deck, its ability to go for rank 8s, level 4s, its control ability. I love control-based decks, and while this deck can put out big, beefy monsters, it also has a control aspect to it, which is something I've really liked in the deck. So I just want to mention these things off to you guys before we get this deck profile, just so you know my background with this deck, as it's probably one of my favorite decks of all time. So without further ado, guys, let us get into the deck profile. So first off, I'll be very careful with it. We're going to be running 3 Galaxy Eyes. Galaxy Eyes is going to be your main monster of the deck. Yes, I have an ultimate rare that I play in my main deck, though, and a secret rare. But, yeah, Galaxy Eyes is going to be your main level 3 playmaker in this deck, because he's going to help a lot of your extra deck monsters over here that we have get additional effects because he is a Galaxy Eyes monster. So, because of that reason, they'll gain additional effects in this deck. So, do keep that in mind. On top of that, level 8, on top of that, he is a big beefy monster. So if he does put in a lot of damage, it's because he's a big monster. Against more Exceed-based strategies, though, oh my gosh, he is still good. As a pretty good card. I've won games just because of that reason, because people forget that he's really good against Exceed-based strategies, which is kind of interesting. But 3 Galaxy Eyes Dragon, the heart and soul of the deck. Next we run 3 Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon. This card is something initially I was playing as a 2 of, because I found it bricked a little bit more, but as I played this deck more and more since Afterglow has come out in the main, come over here to the TCG, I've bumped it up to 3 of since then. Again, that happens a lot with deck profiles when you're building stuff. You try it out one ratio, then you bump it up again, or bump it down. Things happen when you play test a deck more and more. But 3 Afterglow, really good. It's going to help precipitate your level 8 Exceed plays, while in addition to that, give additional effects to your Exceed-based monsters, which is cool. So definitely a staple 3 of in my opinion. Really good card and amazing card. I love that they put it in this type of secret rare, which looks so nice. But 3 Afterglow. Next we run double Galaxy Knight. I still see some people out there run triple Galaxy Knight, and I can't bring myself to do that, in all honesty, guys, because it's not great as a triple card in this deck. It bricks. It takes up a normal summon to get the effect off. You have to have something all on the field already to do so. It takes setup. Great card, but it also, you have to already have stuff engraved to do it. So because of these reasons, I don't think it's efficient to run this card as a 3 of. I feel that 2 of is perfect, because by that point, it's not going to brick your hand as much. You're going to probably have something engraved. It's a turn 2 type of card, a turn 3 type of card, where you can recover resources that you have engraved to go into an Exceed play or a Link play, whatever. But mainly it's going to be level 8 Exceeds. Let's be serious here. Great card, though. If you're playing against decks that negate a lot of monster effects, this guy would be really fun to get, because he'll become a 28 beater. I've played against Dark World decks that have Skill Drain. I played one time, and they were like, oh, I'm like, here, I'm just going to normal summon this 28 beater, and yeah, have fun with that. Which was funny. But next we run 1 Galaxy Eyes Brave. Brave is a great card. It's kind of, I would say Afterglow is becoming more like an alternative White Dragon to me, but this card's very good too. I like it as a 1-of. It's pretty much one of those cards that's also going to help facilitate your level 8 Exceed plays with this deck. Great 1-of, I feel like, overall in the deck, but you could run it as a 2-of if you wanted to focus more on the level 8 Exceed package. 3 Photon Orbital. Thank heaven almighty that this card got reprinted. I know a lot of you guys were hoping this card was going to get reprinted because this card was expensive for no good reason. I'm going to be honest with you and upfront about that. It was expensive for no good reason. Now it's out. Now we have it. Now it's good. So now as a 3-of, it's been reprinted. Staple 3-of, in my opinion. Great searcher. Also, do not forget that attack bonus effect. That has come into play. I've had games where they had something 500 life points left. Like they may have 700, but if I attack with this monster, they had 500 left. Well, if I used Photon Orbital, then I would have killed them. So that's something to keep in mind. People kind of forget about that, I think, to some degree. So it's kind of important to always keep that in the back of the mind that that can play a part, that attack bonus, not just the searching ability. Keep that in mind. It'll happen every couple duels, but it's something just to keep in the back of your mind. Next, we run 3 Galaxy Eye Soldier. I'm going to be honest with you. You may think, oh, Photon Orbital, oh, this and that is going to be the card that's going to get Ash Blossomed. I tell you that is not the case. Everybody, as soon as they see this card, I don't know what it is about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Psyche, they Ash Blossom it. They won't Ash Blossom the Photon Orbital. They won't Ash Blossom this or that. They're Ash Blossom the Galaxy Eye Soldier. Why is that? Why is that? Well, from playing this deck a lot, I kind of figured out why. What has this card always been associated with? Going into Cyber Dragon Infinity, right? Photon Orbital. Anybody that hasn't played Galaxies, or if they haven't played them in a long time, doesn't know what combo plays you're doing. They won't waste their Ash Blossom on it. And by the time they figure out what you're doing, they won't Ash Blossom it. So I've also, while Galaxy Eye Soldier is a great searcher for the deck, it helps you go into Cyber Dragon Infinity. Number one, it's not always going to go into Cyber Dragon Infinity, being honest with you. Number two, it's great Ash Blossom fodder. Bait your opponent out to see if they have Ash Blossom. That is something I've always done with this card. I know it's next meta, but like literally, like I'll bring this out and then use Photon Orbital because I want to see if they got an Ash Blossom. I'm being honest with you. I'd rather have this Ash Blossom than a Photon Orbital most of the time. And this will tell me what their hand they're playing. What do they have? Do they have a hand trap? Do they have something that can negate it? Oh, they don't? Okay, cool. But people that have played against me a lot know that. But it's when you've played in a tournament against a lot of people that don't know this deck and don't have a lot of experience and don't know you, you can bait them out and play mind games with them. I know that's next level meta to some degree, but I'm being honest, try it out. You'll find that this card gets Ash Blossomed a lot more. Next we run 2 Photon Thrasher. 2 Ultimate Rare Photon Thrashers. Yeah, I bling my decks out that I really like, guys. Sorry. But 2 Photon Thrashers. Thrasher's going to help you out in multiple different reasons. Galaxy Soldiers helps you go for Infinity and go for Link plays. That is true. But Thrasher's going to help you go for some basic level 4 Exceeds that you have in your deck, which you don't run a lot of, but you do have a couple in the deck, which is nice. You mainly have just one. But also it's going to help you go for Link plays as well. So those are some key things to keep in mind. While this card's great, it's mainly here to help go for Link plays in your deck, but it also can go for Starlight, Photon Blast Dragon, which is a nice card to have in your deck as well. So that's something to keep in mind. I like it as a 2-of in the deck. It's really nice. 2 Photon Vanisher. People run this as triple of, and I don't like it. I don't agree with running triple of this card, hands down. I used to run triple, and it bricks. It bricks. You could build a house out of how many times I bricked with this card, because as a 3-of. As I run it as a 2-of, it's not as bricky. The card's great, But it's going to help you precipitate level 4s if you wanted to focus more on a level 4 package, or if you're trying to focus on more going for the link play with your Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare Dragon, which is a great card to have, even though, you know, it's not as essential as it used to be, but it's still a great card in the deck and an amazing card to have to create certain boards. This card helps you out with that because it's going to search out your Galaxy Eyes Dragon. You're going to use this to search out your Galaxy Eyes Dragon to set up for your Soul Flare play. Because when Soul Flare's on the field, then you can use the Galaxy Eyes Dragon from hand to negate stuff. That's why. That's what this card's good for. But people just run it as a 3F just because it's a special summoner and it bricks too much. I'm being honest. Do not run it as a 3F. One Galaxy Eyes Wizard and one Photon Advancer. These are just good 1-ups to have. Photon Advancer is another special summoner. It can help you do different things. Galaxy Eye Wizard is a searcher. If you bring Galaxy Eyes Wizard back with Monster Reborn, you can use its effect again to search. Don't forget that. Number 2, it also can help precipitate level 8 Exceed plays, which is kind of cool. People forget about that with Galaxy Eyes Wizard. But it's just a good generic 1-up to run. So I like 1 and 1 of each of these guys. They're pretty good overall, I feel like, in the deck. 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs. We're going to run 3 Ash Blossom. I want hand traps in my deck. I want to stop you. I want to create a board where I want to create plays where I can negate a lot of your stuff and then go into my bigger monsters and beat you in the face with it. So that's kind of how this deck works. And Ash Blossom is probably one of the most generic hand traps out there. You can run whatever you want to, but I like Ash Blossom in the deck. Next, I run 3 Photon Sanctuary. Photon Sanctuary is essential in this deck as a 3-of. Why is that? Well, if you don't like free monsters, I don't know what you like, because you go to Photon Sanctuary, guys, and you can go easily into your Galaxy Eye Soul Flare Dragon. That's what this card does. This is a 1-card Galaxy Eye Soul Flare Dragon. Now, that's not the only thing it's there for. Because I'm going to be honest, like I said, against Exceed-based decks, Galaxy Eyes Photon Sanctuary can play some different applications. What do I mean? Well, this card initially wasn't made for Soul Flare Dragon, as you can imagine. It was made for Galaxy Eyes Dragon. And to easily get Galaxy Eyes Dragon on the field. Ha-ha! Now you're seeing where I'm going with that. Against certain decks, this card has multiple applications. That's just something else to give to you to keep in the back of your mind, depending upon your matchup. Like I've said, I've played this deck a lot. Next we run Galaxy Eyes Expedition. This is one of those cards that initially I liked it as a 2-of, and then as time has gone on, I've gone back to 3-of. I like it Expedition as a 3-of in this deck. I used to not like it as a 3-of because it bricked. And if your deck, the more the deck has evolved to focus on level 8s and higher level monsters, and the ease at which you can bring them out nowadays compared to when this card initially came out, has gotten to the point where this card is no longer bricky as a 2-of. It's okay to run as a 3-of, and it's a great card. So I like it as a 3-of. I would not run it more than less than a. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, if you still feel like you need to run it as a 2-of, go ahead, but try it as a 3-of now with the new support that's come out over the years. That's what I'm trying to alliterate here, so forgive me for the confusion there. Next we run 1 Galaxy Eyes Trance. People like this card as a 2 and 3-of. I don't like it as a 3-of. 2-of is something I've played around with off and on, but what I found was 2 things. A, this card takes setup. It takes setup in grave. You gotta have your graveyard set up. You gotta have your board at a certain place. It's a great comeback card. If your board's been nuked, it's great. But also it's easily searchable. And I found that I never wanted to go for it more than once per duel. Even though I really like the card and I want to run it as a 2-of. So 1 or 2-of is fine. Do not run it as a 3-of. But try it as a 1-of because I found that it was easily searchable, and it does take setup, so it's not going to be like a turn 1 type of play. It's a great comeback card. 2 trade-in. You have a lot of level 8s. They sometimes can brick. Trade them away. You don't need triple trade-in because a lot of these things you do not want to just send to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. But if you do brick, it's great. You can set up maybe your Galaxy Eyes Dragon engraved to do certain plays. It's cool. But I don't feel the need to run it as a staple 3 of in the deck. Some people like that. That's fine, but not me. I feel like it's perfectly fine. 1 Rhoda, Reinforcement of the Army. I want to pretty much draw into my warrior cards. And 1 Monster Reborn. You are somewhat of a combo-oriented deck. You will have things engraved. You can bring them back and use them for different means. Very integral. Onto your traps. I'm going to run 3 Infinite Impermanents. I want to stop your monster effects, guys. I do not want you to go off. That's something to keep in mind. You want to stop your opponent's monster effects. I want to create kind of a negation type of board and then go into my bigger monsters. That's the way I like playing this deck. There's a little bit of a control aspect to it. You would think it's more of a beatdown strategy. Yeah, it is, but it has a very good control aspect with this deck. Next we run 2 Tachyon Transmigration. This is just a great card to have and an amazing card that it can be easily set up for. So what does a typical board I like to play look like? We'll probably talk about that in another video, but I like to at least have 1 trap, maybe a hand trap in hand, and then I have Soul Flare Dragon. So that's the cool thing about this deck, because I can literally have Soul Flare with a negation, and then have another negation here, and maybe a hand trap or an infinite impermanence. I mean, that's a generic scenario you're usually going to have on your turn 1 board. If you're going first, guys, you're going to have 2 to 3 plus negations. So very easy to set up because you have a Soul Flare, etc. Let's get on to the extra deck. I don't want to waste you guys' time. We got our Field Center, 2 Soul Flare Dragons, staple 2 of, 2 Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, another great card in the deck. Some people like it as a 1 of. You're playing this deck, I think, incorrectly. It's a staple 2 of, because this is a negation card and it can help recycle things. Staple, staple, staple 2 of in this type of build of the deck. 1, number 62, Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. We used to be able to kill Thunder Dragon Colossus with this bad boy over here. Still a great card to run in the deck. 1, Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Against certain matchups, this card is still really good. I'm being honest. 1, Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. Great card. 1, Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Dragon. This is a great card as well to have in your deck. 1, Galaxy Eyes Cypher Blade Dragon. Pretty much Trident, but bigger. 1, Galaxy Eyes Cypher X Dragon. This is the new card that just recently came out. We run it as a 1 of. 1 Star Photon Blast Dragon. Just a good generic 1 of to run. It's your only level 4. You can run other level 4s if you wish, though. And then 1, number 38, Hope Harbinger Titanic Galaxy. A good generic level 8. Maybe one of the best ones out there. Then we also run Cyber Dragon Nova and Cyber Dragon Infinity. These are just your generic rank 5 package that you can easily run in the deck. That's good. And then also we run 1 Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. If you don't have AA Zeus, I would suggest maybe running another level 4 type of monster. That way you can go into more generic rank 4s. Maybe a Bagasucha could be nice. I've tried other things out, but AA Zeus with the how easily it is to go for these Exceed monsters in the deck, and it's mainly an Exceed based deck. You got to run AA Zeus because you can just put it on top of everything at the end of the day if need be, or if you need to take care of certain situations. So I like the 1 AA Zeus. It's nice to have as a backup plan, and I have it, so why not? So that is the extra deck in a nutshell, guys. I hope you guys all enjoy this deck profile. Like I said, this deck is fun. I know you've probably looking at some of the rarities in this deck and you're like, oh my gosh. Hey guys, I've played this deck for a long time. What can I say? Yeah, the Tachyon. I love the Tachyon Dragon. Hey, remember Dragon Rulers, guys? Yeah, that's when this card came out. That's when I built this deck, actually. It's back when Dragon Rulers came out. Initially. Funny story there. Thank you to my buddy Adam out there. But yeah, guys, hope you all enjoy this video. If you guys want to see a combo video of this deck, please give it a thumbs up. If this video gets, I don't know, 50 plus likes, I'll do a combo video for you guys with this deck for sure. But till next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I'll see all of you guys next time. Like I said, go Kite from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. Take care, everybody.